Today, Amira Willighagen who was made famous by Andro when she was about 10 years of age. She walked on stage and captivated the world with an operatic soprano performance that some people said was equal to a Marie Callas performance. Well, considering she was only 10 years of age at the time, I would agree with that. I understand perspective here. Forget about age. But years later, Amira, as she's better known, is going to sing You'll Never Walk Alone. And it struck a chord in me that a lot of people don't know the background to this song. They don't associate it with a religious element, but it is. And it has got that religious element to it. And I'll explain that in a minute. There's a bit of a bio about the song that people don't understand what it's about. And the lyrics are very short. But it is so universally loved and praised. It's been used in many, many different fields. But the one time that this song struck a chord with people, and when people think of the song, especially people in England more so than Ireland, is when you go back, and you can Google it, you go back onto Hillsborough tragedy. It was a football match that featured Liverpool, and many of the fans got crushed, and I believe up to 300 deaths happened with the crushing of the fans, and people were trying to get over the stands and they were jumping, and chaos broke out at that match. And I'll explain the background now to the song, the link with Hillsborough. I'll let you hear Amira sing it, and then I'll wrap it up very quickly with exactly what the song by Jerry and the Pacemakers, the original authors of the song, what it meant to them when they had written it, because it means a lot of different things. It's got many layers to a lot of different people throughout the world, but I'm going to try and summarize it. But the great thing today is Amira is going to sing it so beautifully, and I've heard a snippet of it. I didn't hear all of it because I was watching this concert, which is attached to this video in the description, the full concert. And as soon as she began to sing it, it's a YouTube video so I could pause it, I said no. Oh my God, she's singing a very poignant song that means a lot to people, and if she's going to sing this, because I would love the concert, by the way, Amira, I said that's what I'm going to feature on my channel. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get going with who Amira is for those that don't know. Amira is a Dutch soprano singer who won the 6th season of The Holland's Got Talent in 2013 at the age of 9, and she went on to appear with Andro, and what happened was it captivated her to world attention. Years later, she is currently, according to the fans, on a gap year of education. And up until recently, because we're in 2023, in July, she performed at the Pop Classics at Pretoria, which is a region that is in South Africa, and she published exclusive content, photos and videos on her Patreon account. In mid-September, which is only a couple of weeks, it was released on CD, the Christmas concert that was held way back in December 2022. I hope I pronounce this properly, Bergijk, which is a municipality and town in the southern Netherlands. So that's her up to date. She's still very, very busy, and on her gap year, God love her, she's still doing concerts. But I'm so delighted I heard this concert, and she's going to be singing this particular song. When it comes to the song itself, there's a history. You'll Never Walk Alone is a tune, because people don't know the history to the song, and I want to give it to you. From the 1945 Rodgers and Hammersmith, and who are they? They were a theatre writing team of composers Richard Rodgers and lyricist and dramatist Oscar Hammerstein II. And it came from the musical Carousel, which is the second musical by this team. In the second act of the musical, Nettle Fowler, the cousin of the protagonist, Julie Jordan, sings You'll Never Walk Alone to comfort and encourage Julie when her husband, Billy, the male lead stabs himself with a knife whilst trying to run away after attempting a robbery with his mate. So that's what that was about, the carousel. That's how the song You'll Never Walk Alone came about. So the song is also sung, and this is the significance of my earlier talk, at association football clubs around the world, where it's performed by a mass chorus of supporters on match day. So when you get the people before the match coming together, especially in Liverpool, they might sing You'll Never Walk Alone, because it's become associated with that because of the travesty that happened at Hillsborough. So anyway, not because of that, it was always part of that, but it's become more significant. It's almost they attached that tune to that travesty because of the euphoria, the upset, and how people came together over the whole incident as one. So it's, as I said, around the world, it's performed by a mass chorus of supporters on match day. This tradition developed at Liverpool Football Club after the chart success of the 1963 single of the song by the local Liverpool group Gerry and the Pacemakers. Now, Gerry and the Pacemakers in the time are a British group from the 60s that made this song so popular. I mean, really, they came from Liverpool, smashed it in the charts, and since then everybody loved it. So it became more prominent. So it went from 1945 Rodgers and Hammerstein up to the 60s, where Gerry and the Pacemakers from the Liverpool made it almost like a Liverpool song, and then it was attached to football. The composition is sometimes treated by performers as a religious song. This is what I mentioned before, as with the 1967 version by Elvis Presley, which was performed on several of his gospel albums. So, you know, a lot of people take out the religious significance that most people do not associate with this song, but it does. And when you think of now, it's also significant to that travesty that happened at Hillsborough and all those deaths, and people also put You'll Never Walk Alone, and with that it became so emotional. So that's the whole background to that. What is the song itself, the meaning? The meaning, and Amira is going to sing it now, You'll Never Walk Alone, has become a song about overcoming obstacles and having faith that you'll make it through the times, as long as you keep moving forward with hope in your heart. The lyrics encourage the listener to hold their head high and keep going, even in the face of adversity, as you'll hear with Amir. Take it away.
Through a storm, oh the end of storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk
The rest of her concert will be attached to the description. The reason I become emotional during that performance is because that is absolutely, upliftingly, spiritually beautiful. Amira, thank you, because what you've done is paid homage to a song that's been covered by numerous artists, too many to mention, but not as prolific, as beautiful as that. You simply are an addition to the musical world. I'm still crying, my God. That's so emotional, because I think of over 300 people at that Hillsborough incident, and I'm a huge Liverpool fan. My brother was always a Manchester United fan, and we were reared in Chester over in England when I was younger, and then we moved to Ireland because my mother was the only daughter, and she always said to my father, if anything becomes of my mother health-wise, we must move to Ireland, and that's exactly what happened. So I moved to Ireland when I was turning 12. But anyway, fast forward to now. And Chester, by the way, in England is not too far from Liverpool and where the incident happened. So Amira, thank you. Thank you in homage of all the people that died. I'm sure spiritually they're looking down and they're saying, wow. It's a song that will be associated for many people to the Hillsborough. But I hope that you realize with the background, you know, it came from a play and it was developed and became famous in Liverpool by Jerry and the Pacemakers in the 60s. And it's got such an association to Liverpool that the song is almost rightfully theirs. The copyright is Liverpool because they put their stamp mark on it over the decades. But excuse me, but Amira, there emotionally you brought tears because it's such a beautiful version. Your voice is so angelic and your delivery is absolutely incredible. By the way, the background to Amira singing there is at the Piketberg church, so you can in the comments can tell me exactly where that is for other people to read your comments and know where the background. Beautiful setting, the flowers, everything, your dress, your voice, everything. Just really enjoyed it. The storm in the lyrics can be interpreted as any difficult circumstance one might face in life. The image of a storm passing and revealing a beautiful golden sky represents the idea that even the hardest times will come to an end. Because it does say at the end of a storm, there's a golden sky. And the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the wind, for your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. The chorus repeating that you'll never walk alone can also be interpreted as a message of solidarity and support for those going through tough times, which after the Hillsborough tragedy you can understand why people attach themselves emotionally to the song. It reassures the listener that they're not alone and there is always hope. And I hope for all the victims and all the people affected, emotionally watching it affected, mentally and emotionally, have had hope in some form or of another come into their lives. I really do. And then, you know, the lyrics say this and finishes, walk on with hope in your heart, you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Overall, the summary of the song encourages perseverance, doesn't it? And hope in the face of adversity. And serves as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there's always a possibility of a brighter tomorrow. And when you have a superstar like Amira Willighagen from Holland, a Dutch soprano singer of immense talent, singing it like that, there will always be hope even in the musical world. Thank you for listening. Take care.